Welcome everyone. In this video, let's look into our day 4 of the professional course. This day 4 course is divided into 5 different sections. In that, we'll be looking into section 4, which is material application for custom models. See, in our previous section, we talked in detail about your custom modeling basics on how to create a component in custom model from the scratch, right? In this session, we'll be talking about how we can apply a finish for that custom model and edit it based on your requirement. So for that, I've created a custom arch design here using custom modeling, and I would like to apply a finish for it. So first I need to select the surface for which I would like to apply a finish. If you notice, this entire component is made as one single group, right? So if I want to edit that group, I have to double click it so that I'll get inside that group. That way I can select the individual components within the group. Now inside that group, can you see there are two groups here, the left and the right group, right? So if I want to edit the surface, then I have to get inside this group too. So for that I have to double click again. That way I will specifically select the surface. Can you see here? So this way you have to select the surface if it is made as a group. If it is not a group, then you can directly just single click on the surface will be selected. Once you selected the surface, on the left vertical tab, can you see there is something called material library, right? Just click it and this will open up our public library of material. And here can you see all your public library materials have been categorized and subcategorized, and it's made available here for you to use. So in this, if I'm like to apply a stone finish, then I can just click on stone, and these are all the different subcategories of stone, right? In this, let's just say that I'm looking for marble. Click it, and these are all the different marble designs from our public library. Let me just apply this finish for the surface. So for that, just click it. That selected finish will be attached to your cursor. As you move your cursor, can you see the finish will also move? And just click on the surface. That's it. Your finish is precisely applied. And now you could notice one interesting thing. I applied the finish only for this surface, right? But the same surface in the other group is also experiencing the change. That is because that group, what you are seeing, was duplicated from this one. Okay? So any group which is duplicated in default will be associated. So that's why if you make any change in one group, all the duplicated group will experience the same change. If you don't want this, then just select that duplicated group. In the floating window, can you see you have disassociate the instance. Just click it and this link will be broken. So now any change you do to your source or your duplicated won't affect your other duplicated components. But in my case here, I want both these to experience the same material changes. So let this be associated, and I could select a surface and apply a finish. Or if you don't like this finish, just select another one, click on apply, it will be applied. See, right now if you notice, any finish we have applied is getting updated only for this single surface, right? What if you want to apply a finish for some group of surfaces? In that case, you have to hold shift. That way you can multi-select group of surfaces and then you can apply a finish for it. Can you see it will be updated for all the selected surfaces? And what if we want to apply a finish for all the connected surfaces within this group? Simple, just double click that surface. So all the connected surfaces will be selected. And now if you select any finish and apply, it will be updated commonly for all the selected surfaces. Can you see here? And not only a public library materials, if you have uploaded a finish to your personal library, that could also be accessed. So for that, right now can you see we are in this material tab, right? Just right hand side you will see this me tab, right? Click it, and in this under uploads, all your uploaded finishes, that is your personal library finishes, will be uploaded. You just select it and apply it. And once a finish is applied for a surface, just select that surface. On the right hand side it will show its material property, where you can control the offset of this texture, which is vertical and horizontal offset, the angle of this texture, scale, and you can even flip the texture too. So in this case here, if I would like to move this texture horizontally, then I could use the horizontal offset here and type in the unit for which I would like to move. In my case, if I like to move it for about 50 mm, just click it. Can you see it has precisely moved 50 mm horizontally? If I want to move it 100 mm, can you see the difference? And if you like to move it vertically, then type the units here. So if I want to move 25 mm vertically or 150 mm vertically, can you see the texture is moved? Not only that, if I want, I could even rotate the texture too. So right now this is 0 degree. I can just select it and make it as 45. Can you see I've rotated the texture 45 degrees. Same scenario applies for any rotation angle too. And most importantly, you have your scale option. Yes, you could scale the finish within custom modeling for any custom model components. So here can you see, you can scale it up horizontally and vertically, X and Y. If I want to scale down this, I can just type as 50 here on the X, and on the vertical scaling also I can do the same thing, so that this will be mutually scaled down. Or if I want to scale it up, increase it. From 100, go for 120, 150, 200 or so, based on which the texture will be scaled. Not only that, if you like to flip the texture, not rotate, flip the texture, you can do it. If you want to flip it horizontally, can you see? Or if you want to flip it vertically. So these are all the different texture edits which you can do for your custom model. But it doesn't stop there. In the same material parameter window, on the top here, can you see there is something called real-time material, right? Click it. And now the selected texture will open up in your real-time material editor. In this material editor, you should be able to precisely control the nature of this selected finish. Nature in the sense I'm talking about diffuse, bump, reflection, refraction, glossiness, Fresnel, all those maps could be controlled in based on your requirement. So here can you see that selected texture is opened in your real-time material editor, and here I have the different maps for it. In this, designers will generally focus on these 4 maps here. In that, the first map here, diffuse, this talks about the visual appeal of the texture. Visual appeal in the sense, if you like to control the saturation, if you like to desaturate it, or if you like to oversaturate it, you could do precisely based on which it will be updated here. And if you like to control the hue, you could control it using the slider too. Not only that, you could even control the gamma contrast and the brightness of the selected texture. If you want to make it lighter or darker, you should be able to precisely control it using your brightness tab. Apart from this, there is also another interesting thing here, which is VR color, which will help you to add an overlay color on top of this texture. For example, on top of this gray texture, if I want to add a red overlay, can you see? Or if you want to add overlay of any color, you can precisely select the hue point here, and its tint and tone can be adjusted in this window. If you don't want any overlay color, just set it as white. It will show you the true finish of the color. So these are all the diffuse editing which you can do for a texture. Next comes in your second category of map, which is your reflection. This talks about the color of the reflection. Color in the sense, if I want my reflection color to be white, gray, or black, or red, based on which it will be updated. Can you see here? And now you might be wondering, what about the glossiness? How can I control the glossiness of this texture? That is where your third map comes in, which is your reflection glossiness. Using this, you will be able to make any texture as glass finish, gloss, semi-gloss, satin, or even your matte finish. So in this, if the brightness slider is set as 0 or 100, it will be a high gloss finish. Can you see here how reflective it is? If you want it as a gloss finish, then set it as -10 or -20, it will be a typical gloss finish. If you set it as -30 or -40, it will be your semi-gloss or a satin finish. Can you see here? And if you set it as -50 or less than -50, it will be your typical matte finish. Can you see? So this is how you should be able to control your reflective glossiness in your real-time editing. And once it is done, if you like to control the bump represents the depth of that texture. So if your material has some rough texture for it, then that could be enhanced further using the bump map. So if you increase it, can you see here? You could see the rigidness of the texture. Before it was completely smooth, right? Now we could see the roughness. So this is what your bump map is, which will help you to control the visual depth of the texture. And last one will be your Fresnel. Fresnel is something that has to do mostly with your dual reflective finishes. Something like your pearlescent colors or your velvets, where the reflection will be in one color and the finish will be in another color, right? In those cases, you should be able to precisely control the Fresnel. So these are all the different maps using which you could edit a texture. And once you edited it, if you're okay with the artwork, at the bottom here you have something called save, right? Click it, and the edit what we did for the texture will be updated. Right now, that material edit what we did is updated only for this surface. That is because here the real-time material editing is only feasible for a material applied in a single surface. And once you edited it up, it will be applied for that surface. And if you want the other surface to experience the same edited output, then you could use your material brush, shortcut is I, to copy this edited finish. Press Ctrl A to select all the connected surfaces. Or if you want to apply this for another 1 or 2 surfaces, you could also individually click on that respective surface and apply. Can you see here? So this is how you should be able to apply your finish for your custom models within your custom modeling and edit it to perfection. So with this, your section 4 of the Day 4 professional course is completed.